and not cross over into the new year with, because you know, they just don't make sense. Right, so you're telling us about rice water. You know it for hair use, which definitely works. I've tried it a bit, and you know, but it's okay.
For weight loss, I've seen there's a Kenyan doctor who I saw tried the hack.
I also saw him, yeah.
Yeah, and for him it worked. So I feel like, what is the point, what is the selling point behind you losing weight? Because if you're losing weight because social media dictates, I'll suggest you go take a staycation, jite kamkutano, and ask yourself, do you really want to lose weight, or is it you want to appeal to what people are saying? Now, with weight loss, I have lost weight, I have gained weight. Again, I am not a monolith. There are high seasons in my life, there are low seasons in my life. But when it comes back to weight loss, I found this out the other day, still on the same. I think that video for rice water is what made me do this research. Apparently, when it comes to fat storage in your body, your genetics really code that a lot. I didn't know that. I went and did my research. Feel free to also do your research. Say to skip to alafu seme, girl, I am not an expert. I am not a nutritionist.
Yeah.
It's just my own research. Apparently, your genetics play a role in where fat is stored in your body. So you could really do everything in your power to lose weight, and maybe that's just who you are. Now, you could lose weight because of health purposes, and that's genuinely okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that losing weight is a problem. I'm just saying be informed on why you're losing weight. Back to the rice water thingy, there are people who said they had spouts of vomiting from taking rice water, and I was like, first things first, when we look at mchele yenye tunanunua hapa kwa soko, it has a lot of chemicals. It's not clean. So if you're taking that first extract and drinking it, you're ruining your gut health, you're ruining your health, for lack of a better word. So I feel like people also don't know how to go about these recipes. They just see a recipe from one person instead of, you know, sitting back and analyzing that recipe and being like, oh, this will not work for me. Kuna sisi wenye tunakula mtura, we'll drink anything. Wewe mwenye hujazoea kula mtura, you go take that rice water, you come with diarrhea.
Yeah.
So how has it helped you? So I feel like, let me combine okra water and rice water. If you're doing it, please be informed. Be informed of how it is done. Be informed of why you're doing it. And there's a point on okra water that I did not talk about. And I feel like we need to leave it here. So women were buzzing about doing okra water because of the sexual benefits and what have you. And I was like, okay, you could be doing all this, and at the end of the day, you're sleeping with someone who's not hygienic. So how are you helping yourself?
Hygiene, how they wash themselves? Or?
Yeah. People have quickies everywhere, even in clubs. I'm like, okay, fine, do you. Again, I'm not here to shame anyone who's sexually liberated, don't get me wrong. But if you're doing it from a point of appeal, is the other person also doing what you're doing to appeal to you? Because I mean, it's a two-way traffic. Apa nipe nikupe. So if you're doing it, or because is the other person going to these lengths so that they can, you know, help you in that area?
Okay.
But anyways, we leave it for discussion on social media.
Now, let's take a look at something also can be petty. And I'm talking about music. You know why I'm saying petty? Because we may say here, music, this genre, and it depends on which scale you're on. You may like it or you may not. But I think let's speak about quality. Quality is something that we can all, you know, agree and say this is good, this is bad. So what kind of music do you believe, especially, let's break it down to now Kenyan made, that we think can do better, and other trends which we can live here, in your opinion?
Let me first say I'm also a musician. I know very many people don't know that about me, but
really?
Now you know, yeah, I am a musician.
Are you gonna sing first?
So but anyways, I can at the end of the
Please do.
What do I sing?
Any song, girl. Your camera is right there.
I'm looking for any. Oh, awinja ambavangu Avana vanevanga atire na mama. I love Sauti Sol.
Allah.
But anyways.
Na kweli azin unaimba?
Yeah, I do. I am a musician.
Oh my God, that's really dope.
I've been doing music for like 14 years now.
Bless.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
But theoretically, so. Anyways, back to music. I love Kenyan benga music, and I feel that's why I connect with Sauti Sol. A lot of Luo stars, Luo, Kinatoni, is it Nyadundo? Yeah. I connect with a lot of Kenyan vernacular artists because I love the sound of benga. Benga is traditionally a Luo beat.
Yeah, it is.
So I feel like a majority of our artists are running into the other genres that, you know, are not indigenous to Kenya. And it's okay. I mean, I want you to have a catalog. That's why we love Beyonce. Beyonce has done even opera, and well, girl, she's #1 pop star.
Yeah,
amen.
Billboard, yes, named her #1, 21st century. Yes.
After Michael Jackson, God knows why I love the two. But anyways, when you look at her latest album,
Cowboy Carter.
no,
Oh, which one? Renaissance.
the Renaissance, yeah. She took it a point to go back to Texas and do country music. Because at the end of the day, I feel like where you come from has a baseline, forms a baseline of who you are. She even did a whole album of Afrobeats because she wanted to recap her, you know.
Yeah, the Lion King. Well, she did that of her roots. Rather.
Yeah, that is more of where the black people came from, that is Africa and not of you. So back to Kenya, I feel like as much as we want to run away into other genres, that is R&B, hip-hop, what have you, can we try and make them personal to Kenyans? That's why Nigerians are thriving, that's why South Africans are thriving when it comes to music, and that's why Tanzanians are thriving. Because Tanzanians wamechukua bongo, and they're like, okay, amapiano is here, sawa, we will mix bongo and amapiano, and we're going to come up with our own beats. It's still amapiano at the end of the day, but it's so personal to Tanzania, whereby everyone can relate to the music. Now, is it okay for you? Again, it's very much okay for you to do other genres. Very much okay. But I feel like we run away from who we are as Kenyans. Now, back to quality. Musicians, things we should live in 2024, please. When you tell us to support your music, ensure it is something we can support. Don't come and make noise in the studio, throwing lines aimlessly here, there, left, right, and center, and then you're like, Kenyans don't support music. No, we do support Kenyan music. I mean, look at TikTok trends. Wimbo inatoka tu hivi, we make dances, we make transitions, we do everything. Ask Calligraph, ask Nyashinsky. Who else has been on the same wavelength? Bien, Sauti Sol in general. And for Sauti Sol, I feel like their music is so timeless that these are songs that were released when I was like 10 years old, and I'm still like doing trends to them. Why? Quality. Look at Nyashinsky, the new album. It's called...
I know what you're talking about. It's also asleep my mind, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys understand which album I'm talking about. G2 has been there. Like, his songs are popping up. Why? Quality. Look at Calligraph. Look at Iani. Quality. Don't just get into the studio, you know, just rap some 1, 2, 3. And then this thing of talking about imaginary haters. Hey, musicians, can we rest? Can we rest? You only have like 2K subscribers. You're telling us about haters. Can we find new... That being said, can we find new storylines and new scripts and new environments in which we base our lyrics? We can't be like the whole album. I'm not going to mention names again. We can't be hearing about women, you know, sexualization of the same sex left, right, and center, alcohol. These are topics that are oversaturated. Can we look at, you know, family-based? Can we look at like the state of the economy right now? Can we look at the state of politics right now? When you talk about the same topics over and over again, we get bored. And I'm saying this not only as someone who can sing, I'm a watcher of you, I'm saying this as a consumer. Sasa, all the time you want to tell us about alcohol. Fine. It gets to a point where we're like, okay, sawa, tunajua tu ni pombe. I don't even need to get to like the second verse. I just know it will be about alcohol. So when you tell us to support Kenyan music, please ensure that your music is supportable. Ensure your lyrics can be supported. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Now, let's talk about the trends of businesses. You said something quite important, and it just came to my mind the way We have so many launches of even, you know, Kenyan products and the like. And one of the things that has been sang for such a long time is support Kenyan-made items or businesses or people who are just striving to do much in that market, right? But others will still argue, what are we supporting? You know, do we understand what we are supporting? Or also, some people feel that, for example, if it's the arts, why is Kare getting more recognition when I've done this, let's say 15 years? She came in 5 years ago. I should be the one getting, you know, so they feel there's a discrimination when it comes to that. Those are all problems that have been there. They're not new, you know. So what's your perspective on that?
So one thing we need to live in 2024 when it comes to that aspect, before even elaborate on anything, is can we stop comparing two people in the same field? Everyone has a way they do their stuff. And I've noticed this with content creators. You know, I've been in the game for quite some time. Allow me use your producer, for example. Brandy comes up, she gets her following, she surpasses me in terms of followers. Why should I feel bad? I already have my own audience. Like, this is a big space that we can all share. So, and I feel like it comes with how the consumers try to pin people against one another. And can that end? And I've seen sana in the dance community. Again, I am not in the dance community, but in the, you know who I'm talking about. But please, can we stop? People can thrive together. This one can come, because one thing people fail to understand, and this is something I'm going to speak about as a content creator, and I feel like for me content is now business, so I'm going to speak on it from a business point of view. It gets to a point whereby people know you, not everyone, but you have that small group, they know you, and you are in that stagnation phase because a lot of people know you. So the only thing you can do is just like better the quality. But what happens is that you have the ability to shift slightly so that you can encourage new crowds, because I feel that is what we miss out.
Right.
Let me go back to business. There's this rise of Shiko, and I'm going to speak about wigs because there are three women I really adore. I adore Shiko herself, Remmy Wigs, and Raquel. So it became a whole fracas. Oh, you know, Shiko ameleta wigs hapa, they're cheap, and nini, Raquel zake zinakaa sijui za mama sijui nini. And I'm like, these are three women from the same community. Why are we pitting them against one another? It's okay, Shiko has found a way to penetrate the Kenyan market with cheap products. Like, for her, she's moving a large quantity of, a large volume to a point whereby her importation costs are like lower as compared to someone who's like bringing in a smaller volume. Another thing, if you want to buy from Shiko, you'll buy from Shiko. If you want to buy from Raquel, you'll buy from Raquel. If you want to buy from Remy, you'll buy from Remy. One thing I've noticed that's a plus from across the board, let me use the three women, is that they have their own clientele. Come rain, come sunshine, kuna ule mtu mwenye nitakufa na Raquel wigs, nitakufa na Remy wigs, nitakufa na Shiko wigs. So why are we as the consumers trying to pit them against one another? So again, back to business, things that we need to leave. Now, Kenyan made products. The how do I put it? The reasons why a majority of consumers, and this is me speaking as a consumer, have an issue with Kenyan made products is the price point. The prices are crazy, and we do get it.
You mean expensive for that matter?
But you know, expensive is relative. So to one person it's not,
and to the other is
But look at the common mwananchi. If your target audience is the common mwananchi,
right?
Look at the price point. You cannot come and tell me you want to sell me let me say a suitcase for like a 30K and you want me to buy it because it's made out of leather. Does the common mwananchi afford that? Now, it's a thin line between the quality of the product and the pricing, and I know that I wouldn't get into that. I feel like you'll have more business people to come and explain that more. But the reason why people don't support Kenya, the price point. Kenyans, some, I don't want to say all of them because there's some people who are doing legit business out here. Some business owners exaggerate their prices so much to a point whereby the price chases away the audience.
I see.
Now, back to quality, because I feel like if you come to Kenya and you want to buy, let's say, something like shanga, why are you selling it at 200 bob a piece? I should be getting it at, like, 100 bob. And not to diminish your labor or anything, but like, I'm home. I'll expect to buy it at 1,000 bob, maybe outside the country, because they're sourcing it from here. But within the country, why am I? So there's that concern within the consumer. I'll also give an example with Joka Jok. Their bags are quite expensive. But if you look at, I was looking at testimonials of people who are buying the bags, even in like Dendry. The quality. Someone bought a bag for like 25 years ago and it's still looking good, it's still looking... So I feel like there's that thin line between the quality of the product and the price point. Because there are also Kenyan business people who want to sell counterfeit products for original prices, and that doesn't work.
Okay. Now, let's take a look at jewelry trends when it comes to things that can be too much and things that you could wear with casual wear, smart casual, office wear. When is too much too much?
At some point, and thank you for asking that question, by the way, earlier in the year, I saw someone doing the earthy girl aesthetic, and she really had a lot of jewelry. I was like, hey, is this not too much? But then when I look at her, like, without the judgmental angle, she looked so pretty. So my question is it too much, or is it that we are basic, that we do not handle extreme things? That is the first question I genuinely ask myself. Is it that I'm basic, that I see, extravagance in that light, and I'm like, oh, that's too much? Because as everyone wants to be minimalist, forgetting that we also have maximalists. So now, there's also a thin line between what did I just say? Anyways,
Cha muhimu nimekuelewa.
Cha muhimu ni kwamba mmenielewa. Hivyo basi. So there's a thin line between too much and appropriate. If your aesthetic is earth girl, let's say milkmaid aesthetic, let's say Y2K body aesthetic, and what have you, office, the various aesthetics, are you dressing within your aesthetic, or are you, are you coming off as, I'm trying to find the right verbiage, excessive?
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason I'm asking this is that, back to my point with the audience. I'm not expecting you to wear a crop top to work. And if you're doing a crop top, I'll expect you to do a crop top that can be covered up in an office setting. I'm not expecting you to wear gumboots to a concert. I'm expecting you to wear gumboots to the market, to the shamba, to what have you. I'm also not expecting you to wear jewelry when you're going to the shamba, or when you're cooking. So
unless you're Nara Smith.
But she also doesn't do extravagant jewelry on her hands,
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's why I was talking about. There's a thin line between being maximalist and the time and the place of what you're wearing. I've seen people mix and match clothes and it comes out well, and I've also seen others mix and match and it comes out horrible. So it's all about where are you going, what is the occasion, and what is required dress point wise. I don't know whether you follow Wisdom K. Is it Kai? He's a fashion god. Let me call him that. Superb content.
I'm gonna look for him right now.
Yeah, you will. He was invited to, I don't know if it was the Oscars or the Emmys. It was a certain award, and those are global awards. And we know him as a when it comes to dressing, he is a maximalist. Let me say it like that. And it actually comes out well. But for that specific occasion, he wore a tux, and it was, the tux was also not like the normal ones, but it was still way toned down from how we know him.
I see.
And he was receiving backlash and were like, oh, we're expecting you to like go above and beyond and whatever you. And there's one thing he said, one bit about you knowing how to wear jewelry and clothing is you knowing the occasion you're going to. I'm not, because people are expecting him to like pull up with baggy jeans to the Emmys, and I'm like, no, this is an Academy Award.
Yeah.
So he needs to like be prim and proper. So when it comes to jewelry and what have you, like if you want to be maximalist in your own light. But please, what is the occasion and what is expected of you from a societal point of view, dress code wise. Yeah.
So don't go overboard. All right, so we're about to wind up, Kare, and if there are any other aspects that you think we should embrace in the new year, I think it's a very good way to wind this conversation up, because there's so many things that we can pick up from, but from everything we've discussed, from health, beauty, relationships, and the like, what do you think is the most important thing that we need to embrace all together?
The most important as a society, as a Kenyan society to be precise, we need to embrace a culture of being open-minded and doing our personal research. And the reason I'm saying that is that everything from relationships and whatever we see online, oh, mara huyu aligongewa, we see online, oh, mara huyu alifutwa kazi, oh, we see online, oh, huyu ameenda nini Bahamas, so what am I not doing in life? We don't embrace research. I feel like we need to embrace research so that we can know, is this a path I want to go? Is this a path I don't want to go? Because I mean, everyone has their own personal experience, and your experience can never be mine. So how are you going to blend into life? Do your research. Does my lifestyle speak to you? If it does, pick aspects that are personal to you, not that make you me, or I don't know if the verbiage is correct, but yeah, let's embrace a culture of that being
authentic,
open-minded. Yeah, exactly, that is the word, authenticity.
All right. Yeah. Kare, I appreciate you coming in today and giving us your perspective on the same. I mean, it's quite interesting. Others, it's hilarious. And hey, still, sorry about that spiking thing. That wasn't funny. I mean,
I did a rematch. I did a rematch.
That was scary. But we know that's not going to be happening again, right?
The question is, are you catching me in clubs? Okay, you'll catch me in the clubs, but are you going to catch me drunk in the clubs? No.
Absolutely not. All right, 2025 is ready for you.
Very ready.
All right. Thank you so much for coming and appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, so thank you so much for watching Morning Vibe. My name is Remmy Majala. Happy holidays. Thank you for watching. And our guest has been Kare, or Minamal. She's a digital content creator, and she's been telling you what she believes you should be living in 2024. All right. Have a great time. We'll see you again.
Mr. DJ.
Lucky.
Anguka now.
When it comes to playing the best music videos, we've got you covered. K24 TV Mix Master.